Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Building with Weirdo. And today, I want to find these guys a place to live. Well, build them a place to live. Anyway, as you can see, I've already started working on a path over here that's gonna lead us to our stables. These are some lower shrubs or bushes which I think look kinda cute. And then, if we head over this way, this is basically going to be the main road to the stables. So there's a bridge that's going to lead us to where the stables are going to be. I've said stables so many times. Anyway, so it doesn't look like it, but this place has been significantly terraformed. This used to be actually a solid piece of land, but then I dug this valley over here to enable myself to build a bridge. Why exactly I wanted to build a bridge? I don't even know myself. It just looked good in my head, and that's how I imagined it, so I went ahead and terraformed this place a little. You see this area over here? This used to have an insane depression. And I'm not talking about the take me to the rooftop, Billie Eilish kind of depression. I'm talking about the depression in terrain. So I filled that in, dug this out, made a bridge over here and a path over there. And it looks fairly natural. I bet if I wouldn't have told you this myself, you wouldn't even have found out. So, the next thing that I want to do is finish working on this bridge because it in no way is complete. Oh, and it's snowing! That's perfect. Now, in case this isn't apparent already, this is supposed to be a tree. I of course have to make the canopy and all, but I want it to look like as if the tree is part of the bridge itself. And these fences and gates over here are supposed to represent the roots of the tree that are making a part of the railing on the bridge. Now it's on a very small scale, so you'll have to use your imagination a little. And in case in the near future we are playing around with the bits and chisels mod, I'd love to tinker around with this concept a little more. At this point, I stopped talking and started working. After I was done with the tree, I took to the so-called valley that we have here and had some big rocks or boulders because I thought they looked interesting. I also tweaked the terrain a little because it didn't look as natural as I thought it did. And these kind of things happen, sometimes you just mess up and then you gotta fix it later. That's no big deal. Anyway, I then built this custom pine tree right by the side of the road, and then I started talking again. And there we have it, guys. The bridge is looking so much more immersive now. Just look at that. Don't you love it? I love it. So what I want to shift my focus now to is this part of the bridge. Not the bridge, the other side of the bridge where the stables are going to be. So what I was thinking is I want to have 2 or 3 steps leading up to this place. I think that would make for a really cool look. Of course, that would demand us to clear these trees over here and fill quite some of the land over here, but that's okay, right? As of now, I don't know how big the build is going to be, so we might or might not have to fill that area in. Anyway, so let me get this place leveled out and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, quite some time has passed. For you it might be just a little transition, but quite some time has passed actually, and the land has been leveled and I've also laid out the layout for the build. That's such a hard thing to say, laid out the layout for the build. Anyway, so let's go through this bad boy and let me tell you what it is all about. So this in the blue is going to be the main structure of the stables. It's where the food for the horses and the tools and all for taking care of them, for tending to them and all is going to be kept, and it's also going to house the horsekeeper, the guy who takes care of the horses. Somewhere around here is also going to be the front entrance of the build. Maybe not there, maybe here. Yeah, that's better. And you see this little square over here? It's going to be the entirety of the living space that he'll have, including this little crevice right here. Maybe it's going to be something. It's going to be something, okay? So basically, it sucks to be him. And then this part of the structure is going to be where the horse food and the tools for tending to them are going to be kept. So say you want to wash your horse. So you'll bring him in here, give him the wash, and then send him back here again. Or you might want to do anything else, like cleaning his hooves or clipping his hooves or installing new shoes or anything like that. You do it all of there. It's basically like a garage, but for horses. Anyway, so this is where the entrance is going to be for the main stable area. So you enter in, and there's this big area for your house to roam about. Did I say house? I meant horse. Horse. Okay. And then this in the green over here is where the horses are going to be kept at night or when it's raining. Otherwise, they could just be roaming about in the field over here. It's also the place where they'd be served food and water. So it's basically like a dock for the horse. But I guess that's enough talking. I'll go and get started on the build, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I might have gotten a little carried away. Actually, I definitely got a little carried away. I've built the entire thing, so let me show you around and let's tour it together. So, first things first, I've made some little changes to the path over here. If you look around, you can see piles of snow on the sides over here. This is actually the snow that they have shoveled off of the road and piled it up at the sides. Just like in real life, you might have seen in colder countries where it snows, people just clear the roads and just push the snow at the sides and it just keeps piling up. I don't know what happens to it after that, but I've definitely seen it happen. Maybe in movies. I don't know. All I know is that it adds a little bit more character around my path. It just adds that tiny bit of interest that this place has always needed. And it also makes sense in a scenario like this one. So if any of you are building in snowy biomes, you can definitely give this a try. And then, if we go a little further, oops, I'm hungry. We have some beautiful new custom pine trees emerging out of the ground. And I especially love this tall one right here. I think it turned out to be really well. And then of course we have the build itself. I'm still working on it, that's why there's those workbenches over there. And I don't know what to say about it other than the fact that it's quite simple. Over here we have the main entrance into the stables.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And fixed. Not a problem, just like that. But anyway, here are the actual living quarters of these horses. And they're quite happy in their stables. I'll tell you why. Because underneath their feet is some soul sand from their home dimension, just to make them feel like home. I thought that would be a cool bit to add. I mean, just look at these beasts over here. Do they even look like they belong in the overworld? They look like netherly creatures. And these white boxes over here are meant to be some storage crates. Now, they're not actually functional, and that's okay, they're only for decorational purposes. And this is the garage that I spoke about earlier. And I haven't finished working on it because I've been including it in the interior of the build, and I haven't done the interior of the build. So that's what we're going to do right now. And we're going to do it together. So the first thing that I want to do is add a piece of carpet specifically on this door that is attached to the horse garage. And that's going to act like a doormat. Because quite often this guy's going to be out here working with horses and getting his feet dirty. So it kind of makes sense for him to have a doormat at this door over here to wipe his feet on as he comes into his house. So the next thing that I was thinking about adding is a fireplace. That will keep him warm in the cold winters and give this place a homier feel. And I think this part right here is just perfect for a corner fireplace. And now that we're adding a fireplace in there, we can also pull a chimney out this side of the roof, which will add some more external detail to the build, and that's almost always a good thing. Now for the fireplace, I want to be using a campfire block instead of a fire block itself burning on netherrack, because it's definitely safer than an open fire. And there it is, a cute little brick campfire. Now for the smoke outlet, let's throw a full block on top of that, and then some walls containing it ahead. I think that makes for a good look. And then to add some more interest, we can add one wall right over here. Yeah, that's not too bad. And just like any good house, this one is gonna have a couch as well. Maybe not like that. That's too close to the campfire. You don't want to burn yourself. So let's do something like this. And then we can put a sign at this end. Yep, that's not too bad. I think that looks good. And now, to make the space feel cozier, we can add some barrels up top. Just remember, adding things on top of things makes them feel cozier. Under the barrels, I'm going to add some trapdoors, just to make it look like they're at least kept on the wall, if not embedded in them. And then on this empty shelf, we can put his clean clothes. That's what the sign carpet represents. I think it's a cool little detail to add. And then to give this an even homier feel, we can add a potted plant over there. That's probably a bonsai. And that gives a very nice pop of color to the place. The next thing that I want to make is a study area for this Horsekeeper guy. So that scaffolding block is his desk right there, and let's also give him a bookshelf right there. So he can sit here under his bookshelf, perhaps. Yeah, or maybe not there. Okay, right there in the corner. That's good. And then an extra comfortable, extra soft warpwood chair. I was also thinking about adding some function to this fireplace. So how about we put a smoker in this wooden column right here? That's not looking too bad. I think I kind of like it. And it's also usable from the inside, so that's a double win. Now let's give him a bed right in the corner over there because he doesn't have any much more space left. And then let's maybe put another barrel right beside the bookshelf. Yeah, that's not too bad. Alright, I've had a change of heart and I feel like I want to reorient the study area a little. Maybe not there. Maybe here. Yeah, that's not too bad. And we also have enough space to access the bed. Let's also add a giant nether wart pot over here because this guy has a passion in alchemy and wizardry, and in his free time he does all sorts of weird things in his house. Let's also add this red wine in the corner over here. And all of these things are just ingredients, I guess, for his spells and stuff. Let's also add another magic plant up top here. If I can... Oh, there we go. And then if we really wanted to, we could put a rug in here just to fill the space in a little. The next thing that I want to do is decorate this area. Am I in the Alex skin? Oh, my skin didn't load. Anyway, so I'll be honest with you guys, I'm kind of running out of storage space on my phone, so I'll have to do this one off camera and then we can tour it together. So let's snap the details into existence. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. That's so beautiful. Man. Look at the detail in here. That's epic. So, first things first. You see the smoker right here? I added one on the other side as well, so it matches and it's kind of symmetrical. And the floor is all grim and wet because quite some water is being used here. And here we have a hoof clipping tool over here. It's definitely not sure. Definitely not. We have a towel for the horse, a bucket filled with water to wash him with, and here on the wall hung we have another bucket that's not filled with water. And these iron bars over here are supposed to be the handle of the bucket. You'll have to use your imagination for that a little. I used a crafting table as decoration because it has some tools on... Excuse me, horse. These acacia wood blocks on the wall are supposed to be... Can you just go out, please? Okay, so these acacia... Oh, come on. Alright, so I was saying these acacia wood blocks are supposed to represent some tools in some way, because I do not know how to build tools on such a small scale. So I use smaller blocks. I also made support beams for the roof in here, and I think that looks kind of cute. And then there's this lantern, and I absolutely love it. It's hung to the wall, and because you cannot reach it from the ground, I put a stool over here. So you can put that down over there and reach the lantern whenever you want to service it or blow it or light it or anything like that. Now I can hear you, yeah, you. I can hear you saying in the comments, oh, the stool is higher up than the lantern itself. And I know it's higher. I just don't know where else to keep the stool. But anyway guys, that's it. That's the entirety of this build. But with that, my friends, I shall bid you all farewell, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.